What is up, gamers? This is mrsunsmash here with a game of Gen 3 ADV OU. I made this team and it's been working out pretty well on ladder. I got this really interesting game and I'm gonna just narrate through it and give you some commentary on what's going on and like why I'm making certain decisions. So, let's get started. So I lead with Salamence. He's choice banded, right? I see Zapdos. So Zapdos can mean a lot of things: Baton Pass, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ice, whatever. So I'm gonna switch out here into Swampert, scout what he's doing. He hits me with the Toxic, but that's okay because I have Refresh on this Swampert actually. So switches out to Blissey, predicting the Ice Beam, but I make a very preemptive switch to Snorlax. Snorlax is sort of like my secondary answer to Zapdos after Swampert. So now I get a free turn against the Blissey. He switches out into Skarmory, lets me get a Curse Up. Now at this point, I could blow up on it, but I decide to Focus Punch, get some massive damage on it. Yeah, he gets one layer of spikes up. He's probably not going to stay in, but, you know, I Focus Punch again, and there's Gengar, right? So Gengar, Focus Punch. Unfortunate Will-O-Wisp on his end, but, yeah, Shadow Ball at +1 is definitely going to kill a Gengar. So I have a pretty significant lead right now, and it just continues to get out of control here. I blow up on the Tyranitar. Yeah, here. It did not want it to set up on me, and I figured it was a worthy trade. I can beat all his other mons with my other teammates. So I sent out Aerodactyl here because I don't want the Zapdos to gain any momentum. Scout what the last mon is. It is Swampert. So the Rock Slide, you know, he tanks it. Very beefy boy. Alright, switch into Skarm so I can start getting some layers up. He switches into his Skarm. Little does he know, my last Pokemon is Magneton. That's right, I saved it all this way. Just so I can, I gotta get the reverse, the viewpoint, so you can see the spikes. Alright, so there's two spikes. But yeah, I get the Thunderbolt up, and, you know, the only spikes weak Pokemon I have are Swampert and Magneton, which at this point, spikes don't really mean that much. I'm not switching between them a lot. So I save the Magneton because it has Hidden Power Grass, which can kill the other opposing Swampert, pivot in a Skarm to get some more spikes of my own. Yeah, there's my first layer down. It's going to hit Blissey and Swampert. Chip them every time they switch in, so really important to get that down. Now, at this point, I still don't know really what this Zapdos is doing. It's revealed Toxic and Thunderbolt, so it could be Hidden Power something. I don't really know. So I just go Swampert here to check if he's going to keep doing Thunderbolt. And at this point, I decide, like, okay, it's okay if you have HB Grass. Like, I don't need Pert to win the end game here. So I decide to stay in. And then he continues to Thunderbolt me. So I'm like, okay, I guess maybe you're trying to read something or whatever. And then I notice Ice Beam only does 27%. So this is a very specially defense invested Zapdos. It's got to be Rest as the last move, I think. So probably Rest, Sleep Talk, I'm thinking. Now here, I reveal Refresh, right? And now he's just going to try to keep toxicking me to stop the pressure. But I reveal Curse now, and he's kind of out of options, I think. The Zapdos cannot really do anything to me, and I can just boost up. Unfortunately, my last move was Earthquake, so I can't actually hit the guy with anything except ice beams, which are not going to get anywhere close to killing him outside of a crit. Uh, so I am staying in to see if he has roar or sleep talk. It's probably sleep talk, but he's not showing it, right? So I'm just gonna keep boosting up and see what happens. I'm gonna turn the speed up a little bit because there's just sleeping, boosting turns. All right, wakes up here. Rests. I hit him with an ice beam. All right, he's just spamming rest now. Can't really hit me with anything else. So at this point, I switch to Scarm to see if I can get some more layers up. And this is the turn where he does Sleep Talk, which is really scary. So at this point, right, I know that it is specially defense and probably HP invested too, right? Which means it's not special attack invested. I can afford to stay in with Scarm and layer up another spike on his side of the field. Yeah. So I eat a T-Bolt through the Sleep Talk. I only take 71% in this fully special defense invested Scarm. I plan to chip that up eventually over time with switches. So the second layer established, I switch back to Pert, which, Zapdos can't really do anything against. Now, here is where I'm going to turn it to hyper fast. Because, yeah, I'm just going to let it play itself out. I pivot Scarman on a rest turn, get some more chip heal, switch back into Pert. Alright. Now, we're just looping this over, right? Switches to Blissey this turn after he used Sleep Talk. So, yeah, I believe the sleep turns are reset if you do this, if you switch after doing Sleep Talk. So I was not expecting him to do that, but he switched out to Blissey this turn on my Pert, but switches back into Zapdos the turn afterwards, and just the process repeats itself over and over again. I'm gonna skip. We're just PP stalling at this point. I know that he's trying to PP stall me, and there's no reason for me to switch out and get T-bolted on some other teammate. So I'm down to just, go for the PP stall, right? I have to keep track of my curses and my refreshes. Those are the main important things, because I kind of want Swampert in the end game a little bit, knowing that the other two can't really do much to it if I boost up. I also don't want to die to Toxic, though. I'm also keeping track of this guy's PP usage, how many Toxic he has left, what he's likely to do. So nothing really happens. I pivot Scarm in on another rest turn and get some more chip heal, but whatever. Now the magic starts happening around here. He's running out of PP. I think he's out of Sleep Talks momentarily. I have used up all of my curses. Yeah. I only have 4 ice beams because, of pressure. I can only use it 4 more times. Refresh is down to 5. Earthquake is, really, really low. He's also really low. Can't really Toxic the other Mons anymore. Thunderbolt, I can also protect with Scarm and Magneton to further draw it out if I need to. Only 2 rests. Yeah, it's not looking good for him. So I'm going to slow it down here because here's where things get really interesting. Alright, heal off this poison. He only has 2 Toxic left. He's been hitting like all of them, by the way, so really forcing me to save him down to the last drop. Alright, I think that was his last Sleep Talks. Yes, he's out of that. So if he rests, that's a free turn. That is if I can hit him, though. Alright, so he gets another Toxic in. I refresh. Now he switches out to his Swampert. Okay, so the PP count is actually wrong here. So Ice Beam and Earthquake are at 0. Yeah, it's half of that. So they're supposed to be at 0. And Refresh is down. So I have 0 PP left. Turn 90. I have 0 PP left on Swampert. I'm at 68%. I'm also 4 times attack and 4 times defense. So, uh, yeah, let's see how much Struggle does. 35. That is pretty impressive. Struggle damage. Yeah, and surprisingly threatening with all my PP stalled out. Struggle does 47 to Zapdos, who can, as we established, only Toxic me, right? Hits the last Toxic, very clutch on his part. The recoil takes me down lower, but what can he really do? He can protect. Yeah, he can do that. And that's not even enough to KO me. Uh, Surf only doing 23. Yeah, I invested in special defense on that Swampert. So I pivot Magneton in. I want to get the HP Grass off. So now at this point, right, what are his options? He can try to protect again to dodge the HP Grass, or he can switch to Blissey. So what's more likely? What do you think? I switch to Salamence, reading the Blissey switch. Choice Band, Brick Break, obliterates him, and that's the game. That was really, really fun. I can't believe I got Swampert to max out attack and defense and win with struggle. GG's to Tongs. That was really fun. I love playing you every time on the ladder. See you next time.